Hello everyone, welcome back to Fraud on the Telly. In this video, we'll be continuing our The Legend versus the Campaign series, where I compare some of my favorite scenes from Critical Role Campaign 1 to their Legend of Vox Machina counterparts. Today we're looking at the Professor Anders scene with Cassandra, yeah, you know the one, as well as the introduction of Anna Ripley, for a little bonus, the Vax Keyleth I love you moment. Episodes 7 through 9 are packed with a lot of my favorite scenes throughout all of Campaign 1, so it's kind of hard to pick. If you enjoyed the video or learned something new, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Go check out some of our other Legend of Vox Machina content, like our Easter egg videos and episode breakdowns. And let's get into it. So to set the scene, several things were changed from the animated show in the campaign for these scenes, specifically the order of the way things happen. Vox Machina and the gang, after dealing with Count Tyliri, reconvene and enter Whitestone through the underground tunnels. Here they come out in the prison, where they interact with a strange old woman who seems to be hiding something. After some subtle clues, and a major freak out by Marisha, the group do realize that the woman is in fact Anna Ripley.
I'm gonna act like I'm trying to pick the lock to help her, but I'm really gonna not try very hard. I'm putting on a show for her.
Okay,
this is a really difficult lock.
As you're going for the lock, she kind of rushes up and like helps you with it. It's like holding it, it's like, yes, please, just like that. All right.
And then
You
what?
turn it this way. You put the.
And
you don't even have proper tools for this.
I snapped the thing into the lock. Oh no! I knew I shouldn't.
Foolish girl.
I just don't know what I'm doing. But I will be back with someone who does.
Make a perception check.
Perception.
A perception?
Yep.
Yes. Oh shit, because she's gonna turn into something.
Oh, that's really good.
It's good.
Okay. 26.
26. When she went up and grabbed the lock with you, you only, her hands grabbed the lock. You only felt one hand.
Oh my god, it's Ripley! Oh my god, it's Ripley! Sorry.
What?
You're not there.
I'm saying that as Marisha, not as Keyleth. Saying that as a person.
The worst.
I'm sorry.
But anyway, a dull flash of energy within the cell. Some of the nearby straw on the ground kind of just gets blown away from her form from just the general push of air that the spell kind of disperses in the impact.
Sorry, got a little squirrely on that one.
The gray hair, the tattered clothes all vanish, revealing beneath it a woman in her early mid-40s or so, jet black hair, pulled into a tight ponytail, but strings of it kind of in front of her face. Still in kind of disarray, but nowhere near as wrecked as the previous visage you were presented with. She's wearing nice travel clothes with what looks like some sort of a long duster, almost like coat that is a little ragged. You can see there's a little stain from just probably being down here for a while. And as soon as this moment hits, she pushes back even further, kind of pressing herself against the wall, arms to the side.
There you are.
I must say, you look way better like this.
Happy?
Extremely.
Yes, I'd say so.
Yes. So who are you for real?
My name is Anna.
Classic Marisha, she always seems to be the only one to figure out these things first, and if I was her, I probably would have freaked out too. It's interesting they decided to forego Ripley hiding her identity in the cells in the animated show, a decision that was probably made to save time, which sucks because Marisha really makes this moment for me. The group then decide to take Ripley in the castle with them. Vax scouts ahead, where he comes upon Professor Anders in a room with a knife to Cassandra's throat.
In the center to the back of the room is an older gentleman, and he's currently holding a young woman, roughly early 20s or so, with dark brown hair with a couple of streaks of kind of white through the sides of the temple, holding her by her hair with a dagger to her throat, and saying, "Shh. Now, when I tell you, you'll say what I told you to say. Got it?" And you just tears streak down her face. She's like,
I back up about 5 steps and very quietly say, Jenga. I start running and I run at the door and I kick it open and throw at him.
Yeah! Well, that happened.
okay.
Holy shit.
Well, that happened.
Moves this eye out of the way. The dagger, the second one just hits him in the shoulder, And reaction to that, Cassandra screams out,
No! Ron, it's a trap!
at which point he takes his dagger and just runs it across her throat.
I don't think it's her. It's not.
You just see crimson begin to pour down the front.
Still an emotional scene. Look how stun-locked Taliesin is, and Laura's just in disbelief. You can see her, she even looks to Taliesin and says, it's not her, don't worry. Thematically, I really like the changes they have done to have Percy the one to find his sister and not Vax. It just makes the impact so much more when Percy is the one that has to watch his sister's throat be cut. Vax engages Professor Anders in battle, taking one of his eyes out with his dagger. Vax has to buy time until the rest of Vox Machina can arrive as he faces off against Anders in the suit of armor, because in classic Vax fashion, he scouted way farther ahead than anyone else.
There were 2 sets of armor, decorative armor on the sides of the wall that suddenly have filled with some sort of reddish arcane energy that gives them a solid physical form, and they both stepped off their pedestals and begin making their way towards you.
20 with fire damage.
Okay. How do you want to do this?
Yeah.
How close to him
Couldn't be
do
more
I
perfect
get?
with that.
Godfathered him.
You were
And this was out without smoke damage, I might add.
You can get one more step up there. You can like take the shots as you're stepping towards him, like unloading.
Oh
as
yeah,
you go.
I'm unloading as I walk towards him.
So the first one like blasts out the shoulder. You can see the bone kind of exposed, the metal breastplate just sundered by the bullet. As he kind of backs up, as you're walking towards him, he begins shouting under his breath, says, "Percival, you disappoint us all. All you had to do was die like a good Dorolo."
Traitor! And I've got 2 more shots. Next shot.
This one into his chest, and you can see the actual breastplate bends inward to the wound, and he spitting out blood from his mouth as he bends forward. This land has a greater destiny. You and that fool Ripley, you place your faith in toys and dust. You seek the transient truths.
How close am I at this point?
You're stepping up to him.
Perfect.
And as you're doing this, as you pull the mask down in front
pull
of
the
you,
mask down.
he says, "I die to rise again. We are his blood."
I put my gun in his mouth to shut him the fuck up. You're the face I saw when murder entered my heart. This is your doing, and I pull the trigger.
With that, a resounding blast echoes through the room. The back of his head just scatters across the wall behind him. The top of his head kind of folds in a little bit from the now lack of a substantial base, and he just kind of tumbles backward, releasing the gun with a limp onto the ground behind you. You're still holding the pepper box in front of you, hands shaking. As you hold it there looking at it, you can see there's a flash of purple energy across the barrel that has Anders' name across it, and the name burns away, leaving the barrel blank.
Oof! Another brutal Percy voice line. Taliesin was really on one in the Briarwood arc. The amount of direct lines Percy has from the campaign throughout the show is pretty crazy. I think it might be more than anyone else so far. It's hard to believe that the death of Professor Anders was almost as brutal in the D&D campaign as it was in the show. I love just listening to Matt's voice and watching his words come to life as animations in front of me. The attention to detail always floors me every time I make these videos. Finally, for our bonus clip, we have the big love scene moment between Vax and Keyleth, where Vax finally admits to Keyleth he loves her. In the animated show, they placed this scene as Vox Machina was being overwhelmed by the hordes of the undead that Lady Briarwood summoned. When in the campaign, the scene came a little bit later, actually not long after the scenes we just watched. Vax, in the fight against Anders, goes unconscious and is on the brink of death. It seems that this realization of mortality drove him to finally tell Keyleth his feelings for her. Check it out.
Here before.
You know I'm in love with you, right? And I kiss her.
Oh! Persistent cough.
And on that note, we're going to go ahead and take a quick little break. All right, quick
I want
break.
to see what color you turned. Oh my god, yeah!
Oh my god, Laura's facial reactions are just too good there, man. Up until this point, there hadn't really been any serious romance interests in the campaign. There had been a bunch of teasers between a Vax, Keyleth, and love interest, but nothing had really materialized up until this point, and obviously it took a lot of people off guard, including the cast. Romance in D&D can oftentimes be tricky because we're just people pretending to be characters, so if anyone's gonna get it right, I would leave it to the trained actors and actresses. And I'm really glad that they decided to go through with this relationship roleplay, as it really pays off well in the show. Everyone loves a couple love interests, and yes, there's going to be plenty more to come with this inter-party dynamic in Campaign 1. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Overall, I think I like most of the changes that were made to these scenes. I wish we would have gotten a little more of the Ripley scene, but I guess we still don't know because those episodes were going to come out next week from the time of recording. Obviously, the most significant changes are going to be timeline changes and pacing changes because, like we've said for the umpteenth time, we're trying to take a 4, 5, 6 hour D&D campaign and then break it down into 24 minutes. But overall, I love the artistic choices that were made, and I think they do a really good job of giving the same feeling that the campaign gives in its storytelling. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching my video. If you enjoyed it or learned something new, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help the channel out a lot. Check out our other Legend of Vox Machina content, and as always, guys, I will see you in the next one. Stay safe out there. Peace, love.